Hi children, welcome to Kid Learning. So today I am going to discuss 2023 OL ICT paper, and this will be a continuation of a playlist where I will be discussing from 23rd MCQ in the first paper. So if you haven't watched my previous video, where I have discussed from for the first 22 MCQs, please go and watch them. As well as I have done a different video series for from grade 6 onwards up to grade 11 about theory. So you can watch those playlists as well. And I have done few other O-level paper discussions as well. So please watch those videos if you haven't watched them earlier. So in this video, basically, I will be doing as a continuation of the 2023 Orwell past paper, first paper, right? Okay, so 23rd one, the roots of a quadratic equation is given, right? So this is directly from maths, and they are asking if a program is to be written to use this equation and to find roots. So what would be the inputs? So in this formula in maths also, we will be taking A, B, C values, right? And we will find the X value using this. So you will have two answers based on plus and minus, right? The positive and negative scenarios. So here the inputs are A, B, C. So very direct answer, and the output would be X. Okay. Next one, suppose you are designing an algorithm to input an employee's age, check if that employee is eligible for retirement and output the result. So the age of the retirement is 60 years, and they're asking what are the control structures it has been used. So in this one, let me quickly go for some theory parts. So in your textbook in grade 11, you have three control structures mentioned, right? So sequence, selection, and repetition. So sequence means from beginning to the end, the steps will be carried in order, in a strict order, one after the other, one after the other, like that. So like you're climbing stairs. Okay. The next one is selection. Selection means based on a condition, you select choices, right? There may be two or more choices. So if a condition is satisfied, you will do one. If that is not satisfied, you will do another one, like that. So that is what selection means. Like, for example, if it is raining, I will carry my umbrella, else I won't be carrying my umbrella. I will leave it at home, something like that. Okay, that is selection. Repetition means one or several steps of the algorithm will be repeated. So when you are doing the repetition, there is another condition, it will be checked. Right? For example, when the teacher is marking your register, the every day, like she will read out your names and you will tell present or absent, like that, right? So in that one, she has to do these names, calling names for like me. If there are 40 students in the class, she has to do this 40 times, right? So that is a kind of a repetition. So in this paper, they have mentioned clearly there is a condition. Selection is there because they are checking whether the age is uh, more than 60, because if that is the case, then they are eligible for the retirement. And there's a sequential thing also, because to get the employee's age, you are checking whether he or she is eligible, and then based on that you are printing the result. So here we have sequence as well as selection both. So don't get like hurry up and check the answer first one, because first one is selection is there, but it has sequence as well. So read the questions very carefully. Right. Next one, consider the following PQR logical expressions. Right. So here, if the A and B contains the values 10 and 10, so both A and B are 10, 10. So you have to find PQR values respectively. So I have done some workings here. So A and B both are 10. So I have copied the same thing and assigned the values, right? So in the first case, 10 is greater than or equal to 10. Yeah, 10 is equal to 10. Therefore, this is true. And, right? Then here it is 10 is greater than 30, right? So if I show you the question one more time, here there is A is greater than 10 and not B is greater than 30. So that's how the question is. So here I have missed this not part here. That's why it's a bit confusing. So 10 is not greater than 30. So this part is false, but with the not, it will become true. True and true. So P will be true. Next one they are telling, let me show the question, then it's more clear. A is less than 10 or B is less than 30. So 10 is less than 10, so that is false. Or 10 is less than 30. Yeah, that is true. So this will be true. Then the next one. A is not like this is the not equal thing. So not to equal to 10 or B is equal to 30. So in the first part, this is false because 10 is equal to 10. This is false. Or 10 is equal to 30. No, that is also false. False or false. That means now hope you know in AND scenario, both if both inputs are true, only the output will become true. But in O case, if at least one of the operands are like one of the cases are true, then the output will become true, right? So here the both inputs are false. So the answer will be false. True, true, false. That would be your answer. True, true, false. So this. Next one. Suppose you want to store the full name of a person in a variable. What would be the most suitable data type for that variable? So this is also from grade 11 first chapter. Let me quickly show you some theory part here. So these are some standard data types in Pascal. So not only in Pascal, most of the programming languages has similar concept. So sometimes these names will be a bit different here and there. For example, for real in Pascal, we have double in C sharp like that. But most of the cases are same. The concept is the same thing, right? So in Pascal, integer data type is used to represent plus or minus whole numbers. And real will be used to represent decimal numbers. And Boolean is used to represent true or false scenarios. Char will be represented to show one particular character, right? A, something like B, that's only, right? But if you want to represent a sequence of characters, it will be string, right? So in this scenario, this student has marked it char, but it should be a string because char can have only one particular character. When operator precedence in Pascal is considered, what will be the output? So there is a theory part again I want to show you. So this is the operator precedence, right? So as you can see, first it will happen with the not, right? Not operation will happen first. Then multiplication, division, mod operation. Hope you remember like 10 divided by 2 is 2.5, but 10 divided by 10 mod 2 means you divide and you consider about the remainder. So remainder is 1 there, right? So because 1 is remaining, and operation will be happen next. After that only plus and minus operation will happen. So finally these equal stuff will happen. So in this case there's a multiplication, you have to do that one first. 1 into 3 is 3, right? Then on you, all the plus and minuses are in the same order. Can you see? So you can do in the either way. Either you can do the addition first, then you can subtract, or you can just do accordingly. So here it will be 4 minus 3 is 1, and 1 plus 5 is 6. So the answer would be 6. So in maths also, you have this operator procedure, similar thing, right? In which of the following instances would you use an if then else selection structure in structured program? So you have to have if else scenario, right? In the first one, to assign a value to the variable age and print it. So there is no any if condition here. Second one, to validate a password entered by a user. Yeah, so when a user entered a password, it will check whether the same password was given when he's like sign up, right? So that should be match. Sometimes you get your password is not matching, not correct like that because you have entered a different password. So here you have a if else statement, condition checking, right? Because it will check, okay, this password is the same as the given one. If it's true, it will allow the user to log into the system. Otherwise, it will throw a message telling your password is wrong, right? So answer is second one, but we'll check the rest of the things as well. To calculate the sum of first 100 integers. Yeah, there's a repetition happening 100 times. You are going through the inputs and you are adding, and there's a condition also. It will check whether there are 100 elements it has iterated, but it's not a if else scenario. Okay. To repeat a task for 15 minutes, here also it's a repetition, and there will be a selection also to stop the iteration because it has to check whether the count is 15 or more. Then you have to stop it. So but it is not a if else scenario. Okay. 23rd one. So they have given you a program. What would be the output if the code shown in figure 1 is executed? So in this figure 1, there are two variables, a and sum. Those are both integers, and they have a begin and end. So sum initially it is 0 and 1. And there is a while loop. So the iteration will happen around like now a is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if a is less than 5, the iteration will happen. And what will happen is for the sum, it will always add sum and the a. And a will be incremented by 1. So that is what happening. And after this iteration, while doing the iteration, it will print the sum, right? Um, sorry, after the iteration it will print the not while you are doing it, sorry, after the 5-time iteration it will print the sum value, right? So here for example the first one, a is 0, right? 0 plus 1, sum will become 1 and a will become 2. Again it will come and check here, a is less than 5 because a is 2. 2 is less than 5, you go here. Now your sum is 1, 1 plus 2. Then sum will become 3 and a will become 3. Right? So let me show the workings here. I have done a very detailed working, but you don't have to do this kind of a working. So the check will be this. A is less than 5. Now, for example, in the initial case, sum is 0 and a is 1. And you check the condition. Condition is true. So you add 0 and 1, right? A will be incremented by 1 and the sum answer is 1, right? And then your sum values are 1 and 2. This is the inputs. And you check whether A is less than 5 years, 2 is less than 5 years. So then you are going to add this 1 and 2. So your sum will become 3. A will become 3. Then in the next one, these are the two inputs. Again, A is less than 5. Yes, 3 is less than 5. So you add these two for sum and you increment this by 1 for the A. Then these are the inputs for the next iteration. Still A is less than 5. True. So you again go and add sum and A and you increment the A value as well. So again, in the next case, these are the two inputs, but in this scenario, A is not less than 5. A is equal to 5. So the iteration stops here. So your sum value will become 10. So there is a detailed thing, but in exam, you don't have to draw charts and do, but you have to do some kind of a writing steps like this, then you won't do any mistakes, right? Yeah. So the answer will become 10. So, which nested control structure is visible in Pascal code figure 2? So, in figure 2, there are two variables, I and j, and there's a begin and you have a for loop. And again, you have a begin and there's a for loop. So, there are two for loops. That means two iteration. Iteration inside iteration. There are no any selections here. No if conditions. Right? Very easy one. A program written in which of the following programming languages can be executed directly by the CPU of a computer, right? So, about language translators, if you remember, uh, Usually a computer will understand only the machine language. All the other high level languages, you have to convert it to machine language, then only the computer will understand or the CPU will execute it directly. Okay, it's a very straightforward thing. And next one, it is important to do the identification of requirements correctly in both waterfall and iterative incremental model. Quickly, let me show you some theories here. So in the system development life cycle, we have discussed actually four models, right? Waterfall, iterative incremental, prototyping, and spiral model. So in waterfall means there are a few stages here, right? So like you have to identify the requirement, you do planning, then you implement, then you test it, debug it, deploy it, and then you maintain, right? So there are a few steps. So these steps will go one stage after the other, one stage after the other. So you have to complete the identification of requirement first, then that result will be moving to the next stage, and then you do again. Okay, so basically the problem here is it will do the identification of requirement, and after a lot of time only you do the deployment and do the testing, like testing and do the deployment. So then client may tell, oh, this is not what I have expected, or the requirements has been changed, right? So in that scenario, this whole implementation would be like useless, right? So that is the waterfall method. And yeah, sorry, I have a wrong slide there. So in the iterative incremental, what happens is here there is an iterative way you are doing, right? You identify the requirements, you do the like it is going like this, do the plannings, right? And do the analysis, implement, testing, evolve, deployments again. So this is kind of a life cycle. It's like repeated cycles, it's happening. So small portions at once, right? So you do a small part of your software, do the testing and deployments, and then you give it to the user. User will again go through and see whether you had any changes to be done or like that. Then again, it will be done. So in waterfall, you get the requirement and deliver the product uh, like after some time, right? So there's a problem. In iterative incremental, you take your full product, divide into subcomponents, like release wise, you give some part of the main component, do the testing, and release to the client. Client will do the check, right? So that is how iterative incremental model works. So in this one, which of the following statements are true? It is important to do identification of requirement correctly in both waterfall and iterative. Yes, both you have to do the requirement identification. Then only you do the implementation. It is suitable if integration testing is done only when the unit tests are successful. So yeah, testing part also I will quickly explain. So unit testing means here now you have a very big system, but you can divide them into small units. So in unit test, what you do is you are testing only a unit and see the output, right? For example, now in a school, if we think about a school, registration of student part can be considered as a unit. So you test that one, right? So registration of teachers, another unit, right? And generating reports of the student attendance is another part. So like that you have many units and you are testing accordingly, right? Integration testing means all these units here and there won't be working. Now you integrate them, all the units will be integrated, and then you test the full complete system. Next comes the system testing. So after you do the integrations, right? Now unit A and unit B integrate test like that. After that you do the full system in testing. And then acceptance testing will happen. So basically in acceptance testing, this is the last stage of testing, and usually it will be done by the final client or the user, right? Then only it will be approval for the uh, deployments to the production. So in this one, it is suitable if the integration testing is done only when the unit tests are successful. Yes. If the unit tests are not working, no need to do the integration. Systems testing should be done only after acceptance testing. No. First you have to do the system testing. Then you have to do the acceptance testing. So A and B answers would be the correct one. Which of the following will best help the users of a proposed system to get an idea of its features and how it will appear, how to do, right? So here they have given interviews, questionnaires, reports, and prototypes. The best thing would be prototypes, because in the prototypes you can use the system and check. So next one, consider the following steps to send an email using a service like Gmail. So you log into the email, you click compose, you type to send and type the subject. So basically A should be there. First you have to log in. So answer A, 1 and 2 should be the correct ones. Then here it is telling B, click send. No, before compose email you are sending it. So that's definitely wrong. So the answer would be this one. So now see, in this one you don't have to spend a lot of time, right? Very easy. Now, if I check the answers for your scenario, like A, it will log into the email. C, it will click the compose. E and D, you can interchange because you can type the to address and type the subject and message. You can change it and do, right? And then B will be the sending part. These are very easy ones, right? Which of the following are true regarding the use of particular software through SaaS of cloud computing? So, hope you remember these terms, right? So, cloud computing is a like kind of a practice where you can use internet to store and manage and process data rather than having it in local machines, right? So in that case, we have infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service, right? So in this question, they have asked for the software as service. I will go for that first. It means this particular software is installed in cloud, right? So you don't have to install it yourself. You can just buy it and use it, right? So for example, now Google Docs, you can just use like Office 365. You can just use the software. So you don't have to install it. You don't need to have Office package in your machine. So that is the software service. Platform as services, it is a bit next level thing where you do the software development and then you are going to host it in kind of a sure kind of a cloud environment, right? So it gives facilities like the basic operating systems, programming environment, databases, web servers, like that, right? But in infrastructure level means the full virtual environment, full thing will be obtained, right? So that is the difference in these scenarios. So in this one, it's the question is very easy one. Which of the following are true regarding the use of particular software using SaaS? The client needs an internet connection to use. Yes, because everything is in the cloud or the internet. It is there, right? The client needs to design and code the software. No, no, no. You are not going to design Google Docs. It's already there. An agreement with the cloud service provider is required to use the software. Yes, you should have an agreement like a paying scenario, like you have to pay some increment, pay some amount to use it, or you have to purchase it, or you have to have some kind of agreement. Either use logging something you need. So both A and C answers are only correct. Which of the following is essential to connect computer to the internet? So fiber optic connection, yeah, you may need, but not a fiber optic itself. You need an internet connection, first of all. Uninterrupted power supply, web browser, these are needed thing, but essential thing would be this one. Because there should be service from an internet service provider like Mobitel, SLT or Dialog, Hutch, those kind of some kind of a service provider should give you the internet. Otherwise, how to connect to the internet, right? Even in mobile data means you have an internet service provider. In a router, there is a mobile, some kind of a service provider, right? Which of the following statements are true regarding raster images? So, even though you don't know about raster images, still you can go with it, right? Um, if an image uses n bits to keep information about each pixel, then the image is capable of displaying 2 to the power n colors. Yeah. Image resolution refers to the number of pixels that exist within an image. Yes, that is image resolution. A graphic with a large number of bits per pixel and a high resolution has a small file size. No, the file size is high, right? So even though it's talk about raster images, this is common thing for images, right? Which of the following statements are true, right? First one, ACCDB is an example for video file type. No, this is Access Database related file. MP3 is an example for audio files. Yes. The file frames between two key frames in an animation are called tween frames. This is also true, but think you don't know that. You don't know the C1. Now A and B you know. So A answer cannot come any scenario. So anyway, all answers except third one has A and B. A. So this cannot have, this is not the answer, this is not the answer, only this. Even though you don't know about C, you can go with the answer. You have been assigned to design a web page to be used by the outpatients to reserve times to meet doctors at a clinic of a government hospital. Which of the following is not essential to be included on the page? A video showing the doctor treating the patients in the clinic. Kind of not essential seems, right? We'll keep it for a while. Facility to view the times available for reservation. Yeah, to do a reservation, you should know the times. So definitely it should be there. Facility to enter the patient name, NIC, phone number. Yes, to do a reservation, you should have those. Information on dates and times the clinic is open and the location. Yeah, otherwise how to come? So A is not a, first one is not an essential one because having a video won't do any value addition, right? You can add it for the like nice presentation. Otherwise, no benefit from it. Consider the following statement taken from an HTML file. So you have image source as Doomhinda JPG, alt text with height. The Doomhinda JPG image is displayed if it exists. Yes, that's true. They ask it not true one. The Doomhinda text is displayed. This one if this image is not there, yeah, that is the purpose of all the text. If the image is not there, the all the text will be shown. So second one is correct. Either the Doomhi the JPG image or Doomhi the text will be appear on the right of the page. Yes, one of them will be shown, right? Not both. The Doomhi the text will always appear on the right of the image. No, no, both will not appear. Okay. So, yeah, that's the end of the 2023 O-Level ICT first paper. So, if you haven't still subscribed my channel, please do subscribe and you can add any comments, right? Any feedback you want to give, as well as you can share these videos with your friends. So, thank you very much.